What's up, everyone? Trent here.
Along with Julia.
Welcome back to the channel, and we're checking out the third episode of Avatar: The Last Airbender, and we're going to Omashu! Very excited. One of my favorite episodes from the first season, introducing one of my favorite characters that plays a recurring role. And after last episode, we got the Kyoshi Warriors and Avatar Kyoshi taking over Aang's body.
Awesome.
Zhao. And the end reveal of Fire Lord Ozai. Daniel Day Kim looking awesome.
So good.
Let's check out this episode.
Let's go.
The capital just looks menacing.
Looks awesome, though.
Yeah. Secret meetings.
Everything is set. We strike tonight.
Shouldn't we wait? We don't have the numbers.
We don't need numbers. We have our anger. We have our grief. And for the first time in a century, we have hope. I want you to meet someone willing to risk everything for our cause. She has lost too much.
My mother and my brother in the siege at Ba Sing Se.
Isn't that...
She works at the palace. She's willing to help us.
Isn't that Azula?
A great personal risk. If she can summon the courage, so must we all. Fire Lord Ozai must die tonight!
Isn't that the actress that plays Azula?
I'm not sure, but I also noticed the lotus tile tattoo that he had on his forearm.
Oh, this is a trap.
Oh, total trap.
Oh, yeah. Interesting perspective to see that there are people who want to overthrow Ozai within the Fire Nation, though.
I'm sorry. Fire Lord.
Yep.
There is no way out.
Oh.
But you must have known this was a one-way journey. Or did you expect my men to just lay down their arms after you slaughtered their Fire Lord?
We expected that all decent Fire Nation citizens would have welcomed being freed from your tyranny.
Tyranny? Don't you mean unity? Prosperity? Are we not the greatest nation in the world? Have I not led us to the brink of bringing the entire world under one rule? Our rule. To ensure an era of peace.
Peace.
At what cost? How many more lives would take another century of loss and suffering?
Do not speak to me of loss.
That little twitch.
My compliments on making it this far.
Yep.
Yeah, it was her. Well done.
Little
The
snake.
Fire Nation have always prided ourselves on our resourcefulness. Isn't that right?
Azula. Oh, that little psycho.
Yes, Father.
Oh.
Interesting we're getting her so early in the series.
Yeah.
But there is one out there who cannot be stopped. The one who will restore balance to the world. The one who is returned.
Oh, no.
Wow, wouldn't even let him finish. She's loving it.
The one who restored balance to the world. Can you believe they think the Avatar has returned?
I was going to say, he has.
Yeah, you should know this.
What's this?
A message from one of my commanders in the Southern Seas. No one of any importance. Had to report, however.
Zuko has found the Avatar?
Oh.
Your brother has done the impossible. Just as I'd asked.
Interesting.
The power play on that.
Just as I asked. Manipulative.
The Avatar.
Oh, that's lit a fire under her.
Really?
Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Ozai, that manipulative.
That was
just
no
as
one
I
of importance.
yeah, just as I asked Zuko. Yeah, Zhao. That what a kick in the nuts for Zhao.
The water whip. Arms. Weight shift. Wrist snap.
She's getting very strong very quick. Even though
Basic
she doesn't
bending
have control.
forms are mostly just physical movement. But when you get into the harder moves, like the water whip, you really need to reach inside and feel the energy flow. The monks always told us to find a place where emotion meets spirit. Tap into your feelings and gather energy from them.
Negative feelings.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, her grief and trauma is why
That's
she
okay.
can't control.
I bet it was my fault. I should never be a teacher. The monks always said I never listened. I think that's what they said. I never listened.
He's so happy.
All the more reason for us to get to the Northern Water Tribe. They've got the best waterbending masters in the world. I might even listen to them.
We shouldn't stay in the same place for too long.
Oh, go Momo! I help. Oh, that's
wow.
beautiful.
I liked her too.
Yeah, she was cool.
Of course, I have no idea what she saw in you.
Aw, bah.
Buddy.
I think it's another airbender.
Oh, we're
He's
getting
heading for
the
that mountain.
Northern Air Temple episode in
That's
this.
no mountain. That's Omashu. Papa, yip yip.
Yip yip!
He'll need to stop for food and water. Well, he may be the Avatar, but he still needs to eat and drink.
Don't trust him.
Contacts.
No, I told you.
Yeah,
No one else
no
can
one
know
needs
of
to
his
know.
existence.
We have a window of opportunity as long as the Avatar remains in this area. If he gets too far north,
There are Fire Nation forces everywhere. They're sure to find out.
I suggest you allow me to contact a few trusted sources.
Phew.
You don't need to be told any more than necessary.
The detail on his scars standing out now.
Very good.
Trusted sources.
I don't like him.
He does have a disagreeable quality.
Word is, Zhao failed his officer training program 3 times.
Did I ask for your opinion?
You should listen.
My apologies. He was only trying to help.
Yeah, the
He was
disappointment.
gossiping about a superior officer.
An officer you don't like.
Don't like.
That's beside the point. There is an order to the way we do things here. Rules. We are Fire Nation. Even out here.
He's still got his pride.
Especially out here.
Omashu was carved out of a living mountain. It's one of the wonders of the Earth Kingdom. Of the world, actually. And they have an incredible delivery system that winds through the whole city. And the people there, they're artists, plus food there is amazing.
Come on, show it all.
Oh,
Yes.
wow.
It's a big line to get in.
Yeah. Right at Disneyland.
What did I tell you before?
Ooh.
They don't take kindly to outsiders in Omashu.
What makes you think we're outsiders?
No reason.
Wait, we're new here. But we have a friend we need to see. We just could use a little help getting inside.
Too trusting Katara.
Sorry. It's out of that at the turnip sack. Sure you can make that look good too.
Smooth.
You know who it is.
Oh, I do.
Lost Earth Kingdom strongholds. Try as they might, Airbenders haven't been able to take it yet. That's why they're so careful here.
If this episode makes me like Jet, I'm gonna be.
Just the feeling.
Oh, wow.
I'm soccer when it comes to Jet.
Yes.
He's a great character, but so
Grating.
yeah.
As usual. She told me I wasn't watering the turnips enough. Knew there was a reason I married her.
Irrigation, am I right?
My brother-in-law would agree if he could speak. You'd be a
amazed at how much he can say without words. Just the other day, he made us laugh so hard.
All right, that's enough. Move along.
Poor Sokka. Do love Jet's charm though.
Yes. Oh, that's cool. Triple Gate.
I'm excited for book 2 just to see more earthbending.
I'm just excited for Toph. I just want Toph.
Look at the delivery system.
Cool.
Pretty sure they were pie show balls before.
I love it. As soon as we get in, back to our normal clothes.
Yep.
Good luck finding your friend. And be careful. Omashu can be a dangerous place.
Look!
Hey, wait up!
My cabbages!
Watch out for my
Cabbage merchant!
You're not an airbender.
Of course I'm not.
Let me clear this smoke for you.
He's an airbender. And you're a waterbender.
Wait, spot the obvious, Teo. Ah! Danny Pudi!
Are you all right? Are you hurt?
Dad, I'm...
Thank you. Thank you.
Ahmed!
Katara.
My name is Sai.
So we got Jet in Omashu with the
Yeah,
Northern Air Temple
Temple.
episode.
I mean, that wasn't an accident. Nothing the Fire Nation does is an accident. Their spies are everywhere in the city.
It's not safe anywhere these days.
You're an airbender.
I love Danny Pudi.
Do you realize what this means? We finally have a way to take the fight to the enemy. You could drop bombs on them, rain down destruction. Air power is their weakness, and you are air power.
Whoa.
Great, huh? That's the mechanist of the king of Omashu.
Mechanist? Just a fancy word for someone who wastes a lot of time tinkering.
He's responsible for maintaining the best parts of the city. Like a delivery system. You've seen it, right? It's amazing.
Play but a small role.
Hey, if everyone in Omashu were as dedicated as you, this war would be over. Fire Nation would be on their knees by now.
Yes, 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 yes.
Good old community and
Yeah.
my personal favourite, DuckTales.
Promise me, you'll really stick it to the firebenders. Make them pay.
It's not in his nature.
Yeah.
Sokka?
This stuff is incredible. I mean, look at this. Those are for cleaning under your toenails. It can get bloody.
So we got Jet and the Freedom Fighters and bombings in
And bombings in
Omashu.
Omashu.
This place used to be incredible. A place I couldn't wait to see. A place where amazing things were created, not destroyed. It's my responsibility to help these people.
How are you gonna do that?
Being the Avatar isn't just about fighting. It's about helping people, like Teo and his father. And everyone in the city.
What about getting to the north? Didn't Kiyoshi tell you had to get there to prevent a tragedy?
Yes. And I'm gonna
You
do
can't
that.
ignore.
I have to do this too.
Yeah, can't ignore
I'm
things that
going
are
to save
happening
the
right
world.
around you.
I have to do it one person at a time. That's why I'm staying in Omashu. I want to help. And I think I can. Because I'm the Avatar. Now tell me about these bombings. He's done the impossible.
Nothing. Spent 3 years
Tylee and May!
so I've been here doing everything Father has asked.
We got Tylee and May!
Yep.
Who's the one risking her life to root out traitors?
Oh, that's
Okay,
right.
good.
Tell us about your mission. Were you nervous? Was your life really in danger?
People in the Resistance aren't the brightest of flames. Then again, what can you expect from cousins?
At least you got out into the city. Zuko may be banished, but he's out there exploring the world. If I were him, I wouldn't want to come back.
I love
I
her.
love it too.
All dear old Zuzu wants is to make
Zuzu.
me back here and take away everything I've worked for.
Technically, he is first in line to be Fire Lord. Not that he deserves to be.
He doesn't. But now he has hope,
Like, so it's like, I have a weapon too, don't hurt me.
Yeah.
and that's dangerous.
So, what
Hope
can
is
you do
dangerous.
about it? You're here, he's out there.
There are always ways to get in the game. If you know which pieces to play.
This unimportant commander.
What I remember is that your mother was taken from us by this cursed war. And I remember everything we've had to do to stay alive since then. We worked hard and we kept our heads down.
You pretend like you don't care what's going on out there, but I know you hate the Fire Nation as much as I do. I mean, why else would you build all this if not to help our army? I have a hunch about where the bombers might be gathering. It's high up on the mountain. Can't really reach there by myself, but with your airbending, the strongest stuff drafts are in the morning, so we should fly then.
Well, tomorrow? No, Teo, no, you're supposed to help me with the airship. I still need to fix the attitude control before I show it to the generals.
I can help with that.
My sources say an airbender was spotted there.
Omashu.
Enemy territory.
Indeed. But not to worry. There are ways to gain entry if you know the right people, which I do. I'll send 2 of my best men to confirm the report.
Uncle Ira and I will go. No one else.
No one else.
You understand the danger. If anything happens in Omashu, we won't be able to help you.
The prince and I will be fine. We know what it means to be on our own.
Nice. I like that Iroh immediately doesn't trust him, but
Yeah.
Zuko's being very obvious.
Yep.
She's you.
Yep.
Why are you sneaking around, Sai?
What are you...
Fire Nation spies.
But that means the Mechanist is a...
Traitor.
It's 2 very interesting stories to meld together.
Come on.
It does make sense that they're melding those 2 parts of the story together.
Yeah.
I do wish we were seeing the destruction of the Northern Air Temple and how it's been repurposed.
Repurposed, yeah.
And the impact that has on Aang, but
The Mechanist has been working for the Fire Nation, building devices, selling secrets.
Sokka and Aang. They're in danger. I've got to warn them.
They'll be fine. The Mechanist may be a turncoat, but he's a coward.
nice. They've done Jet's costume great.
They're done very good.
Who are you?
You call me Jet.
The subtle
Just
breeze.
makes the breeze.
Jet. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Jet. For you McCartney fans out there.
Oh, the flying's so cool.
Yeah. Very risky,
Yeah.
being that
Obvious.
eh?
Especially knowing that there's Fire
Nation
Fire
spies.
Nation spies.
Pursuit was so clumsy, I wasn't sure you'd ever catch up.
Big talk for someone who's outnumbered.
Good thing I brought friends then.
I'm pretty sure Jet has as well.
I hope we see them.
Nice! Those hook swords. Whoa! Not the face! Not the beautiful face! Go, Katara.
Get up and protect me!
Oh yeah, I brought friends too.
I'm not alone. Oh! Smell of me!
Hey, buddy!
The Duke.
Awesome shooting there, long shot. Nice moves. And a feeling you knew how to handle yourself.
Really? Cool attacking that flame head. Thanks, Pipsqueak.
He's the dude.
I'm Pipsqueak.
It's great to have a waterbender on our side.
Smell me.
Who are you people?
We're the good guys.
Are you?
Jet? Where's he taking
I love the complexity of Jet's character.
Don't worry. Pipsqueak knows how to take out the garbage. You coming?
The raid!
The raid!
Very charismatic.
You liking him?
Yes.
No, it's just an idea I had to make our ice dodging ships more maneuverable.
Very clever. Your father must be proud of you.
Yeah, Dad doesn't really pay attention to stuff like this. He's got more important things to worry about. He's a warrior.
There are far too few great engineers.
Engineer? No, this is just a hobby. My role is to protect the village and be a warrior, just like Dad.
Protecting the ones we love is important. But I also know we must pursue the talents that we've been given. Sokka, you're a gifted engineer. Don't ignore that.
He's learned a lot the last few episodes.
Yeah.
It's not always easy to find your path in life, but when you find it, you must embrace it.
He's actually learning more than Aang is at this point.
Yeah, I was just thinking that as well, because it's such a slow burn for Sokka through the whole series, but this is just, they're making him like substance.
The importance of being a warrior, engineer.
The brains, not just the brawn.
After the Fire Nation attacked our village, he kept us alive. He built our life here. He's always said that it's just me and him, and he'd do anything to protect us.
Anything.
Do you want him to do more?
I want him to see that we have to do everything we can to save the world. Because if not us, then who?
Interesting transition to the freedom fighters.
Welcome.
Oh, it's not, they've got their own full village, you know.
Yeah.
Nice.
Whee!
You live here?
We've had a few bases, but this one served us well. Firebenders haven't been able to track us here. Omashu isn't what it used to be. As the war dragged on, King lost his nerve, grew tired, senile, let corruption spring up all around him. Fire Nation seeped in through the cracks. That's where we come in.
That doesn't sound like Boomy.
No.
So you just took it on yourselves to fight the Firebenders?
Well, if not us, then who? Everyone here has lost someone to the Fire Nation. Families, loved ones. We're orphans. Refugees. At least that's what we were. What are we now, Smeller Bee?
Freedom fighters!
Very charismatic.
Yeah. Oh, you can totally see why Katara's falling for him.
Oh, yeah.
Here, look. If you mix Tinkar with salt water and then boil it down, you get this. Blasting jelly. A few jars could blow half the neighborhood sky high.
The Firebenders weren't behind the explosion.
My mother was a fighter in the family. When the Fire Nation came to our village, she held them off while my dad hid me in a well. I wanted to fight, but he wouldn't let me. I was 8. When I came back up, they're all gone.
I do like how very early on we're getting established just how terrible the Fire Nation are and how it's impacted
Especially the younger.
throughout the world. And
Mine is the exploration of grief through the different families.
It was quiet. And then my mom died. Until the soldiers came.
and just how it was a normal night, a normal...
I try not to think about it, but recently it's been coming back to me. I think it's been affecting my bending.
That you have to use everything inside you to help you fight. What do you remember when you think of your mother? I don't mean how she died. I mean when she was alive.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Getting to work, preparing breakfast, and every day she would stop when the sun rose. She would watch and smile. Every day.
Remember that.
Remember the good things.
Remember the sunrise.
Don't remember the pain. Not just the pain.
Yeah. It's interesting that it came from Jet and not Aang.
Yeah.
have to be afraid of our pain. We just need to decide what we're
How
going
we
to do.
use it.
It's interesting we're getting so much growth of those two, of the siblings, and not
What are you doing?
so
not so
much
much
Aang.
Trying some Omashu barbecue. It's not often you get the opportunity.
Always going for
This is
food.
the Great Omashu? The best the Earth Kingdom has to offer?
I gather its charms are lost on you.
The dirt, the noise, the stench.
Ooh, Pai Cho.
Pai Sho. The White Lotus.
What happened there?
I'm told that Fire Nation agents in the city have taken to sowing terror to weaken the Earthbenders' resistance.
That's not right. Warriors don't hide their faces in a fight. Father would never approve of this underhanded tactic.
Given how long this war has lasted, who knows what true north lies in the Fire Nation.
Oh, good line,
It
Ira.
has come to my attention you are involved in a matter vital to the safety of our empire. I'd be in your debt if you kept me informed on the progress of your mission, particularly as it relates to Prince Zuko.
Oh, no!
Keep in mind your loyalty and cooperation when the time comes for such debts to be paid. A time that may arrive sooner than expected.
Oh, I love that he's going to be working for her.
Princess Azula.
It makes it
It makes it so much better in the worst possible way.
The best. It may have taken a while, Lieutenant Day, but we are finally in the big game.
And he has no idea he's insignificant.
Zuko's crew, the one who slipped you the information about the Avatar? Lieutenant Chi. I'd like to speak to him. Sir.
I love that he's reporting to Azula so much.
It makes it so different, but so much better.
Oh, that's cool.
Where's Katara?
I haven't seen her all day. I was helping Sai with his airship model.
Teo and I found where the bombers have been getting their explosives. They're making blasting jelly in a cave up on the mountain. We also found these. The ropes from the turnip cart.
So it wasn't the firebenders behind the explosion?
Nope.
Nope.
It was...
You're not gonna believe this. I know who's behind the bombings. No, Jet's not the bad guy. Sai is.
Are you kidding me? Sai's done nothing but help us. Well, Jet's a con artist who lied to our faces.
He didn't lie.
He didn't tell the
He
truth.
didn't tell the truth. He omitted the truth.
He's fighting the firebenders and he has to protect himself. Besides, I saw Sai talking to the firebender. He's the traitor.
You don't know what you saw. For all we know, Sai could be working with the King's men to root out spies. He's headed to the palace right now. He could be reporting everything.
You're wrong.
This is just like you, Katara. Willing to believe anything as long as it helps you.
This is just like you. Never believing anything I say. I'm so sick of you treating me like I'm a little girl.
Then grow up.
Yep.
Where are you going?
To prove you're a jerk.
Well, I don't need proof of that.
Yeah, that's right. I am a jerk.
Would you like to try
one?
Not right now.
Oh.
Jet,
I like how subtle that was.
listen, we need to talk.
Later. We just launched a big mission. Things might get a little hot for us around here.
Mission?
What mission?
I mean, you were there when we confirmed the Mechanist was a traitor. We took care of his partners. We need to take care of him.
Jet, what are you gonna do?
I told you.
It's necessary.
We know how to take out the garbage.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, it's fine.
Oh,
It's fine.
poor Squeak.
So clumsy. Are you hurt?
No. No harm done.
Okay.
Surely Taya would have seen that. Ugh.
You're going to blow him up?
Not just him. He's got an audience with the king. This is our chance to burn out this city's diseased heart.
Sokka was
Oh,
You're gonna
Boomy?
assassinate the king?
Katara, the warehouse we destroyed, that was a meeting spot for spies. And by flushing them out, we got...
Did you hear that, Katara?
Yeah.
Innocent people are gonna die, Jet.
Innocent people have died.
It's the sacrifice.
That's the price of freedom.
Mm-hmm.
We're right. Shut up and gloat later. Right now, it's outside.
I wasn't going to say
Put a
anything.
bomb on him.
Oh, no.
Oh no.
Alright, you sure this is a good idea?
Keep your firebending in check, or you'll have the Earth Kingdom army to deal with.
Yep.
Smart.
I don't need fire to defeat this boy.
You're a boy too, Zuko.
Yeah. Nice. Oh, cool. Nice.
This is different but very fun.
Yeah.
Also, like seeing the range of Aang's airbending as well. We're seeing a lot more of it early on. Come on, the cabbage merchant has to cop it during this.
Cabbage up in flames.
Yeah.
It's so cool seeing it in live action.
Yeah.
Oh! God damn!
The subtle look of, we're alive! They've designed Omashu very well.
Stand and fight!
For what? Why is this so important to you?
You're an enemy of the Fire Nation.
And that's it? Why you been hunting me for 3 years?
How do you know it's been 3 years?
Oh.
Unless...
He didn't know you had it.
Oh.
My cabbages! As over dramatic as possible. Ah! Khan!
And then a villain is risen.
Boomy!
Oh no.
What Jet taught her is going to be Jet's undoing. Boomy looked unhinged there.
Yeah.
I like how even in the middle of the fight, he's still trying to
maintain
and protect.
We must leave. Now.
There's a firebender here.
I was gonna say, potentially cover yourself a little bit more.
Save yourself.
What?
For the Fire Nation!
Aw, Iroh.
Oh.
Aw. I just love how he does everything for Zuko.
I just love how he did no damage.
Yep, it was just shoot up in the air.
Contained, yeah.
I am the firebender, you're after.
Yeah.
Boom. That's left Zuko a bit conflicted. Yeah, he is conflicted. I'm sure he is after Aang's words as well. That's
Yeah.
all. That's what you've been searching for me for 3 years for? Okay, interesting episode. Very, very interesting. Completely different to how I thought it was going to go at the start, though. I thought we were going to get just maybe a bit longer of the Boomy testing Aang stuff, but no, just completely. I love seeing Omashu, but taking a lot of story points from future episodes into
this, which do kind of marry together interestingly.
Yes.
Especially having Jet's story arc and the Air Temple one still mixed in with colluding with Fire Brain work.
Fire Nation.
Spies, and that's, very layering. But then Jet not just wanting to destroy a town, to assassinate.
Yeah. Well, there are a lot of little lines in there that are making me question Boomy. The corruption that he's allowed, and because Omashu was very much a stronghold in the animated series until season 2.
Yeah.
And Boomy, whilst crazy, didn't allow the Fire Nation to take over. It was very much thriving and prosperous. They had their basically the impregnable wall, which awesome to see it open.
Awesome to see it open.
Yeah, very interesting that they had the freedom fighters and Jet taking revenge on the Fire Nation, still keeping the same themes of that episode with the Northern Air Temple episode and the Mechanist. But for both, I think it's both a pro and a con. Very much a pro for moving the story forward, and instead of doing the episode by episode traveling to a different place that would ruin the flow of a live action, or it would put a stop to it. I do like the simplicity of having the Northern Air Temple episode here. It does remove the impact of seeing the destruction and care, the lack of care and respect that people had for Aang's temple and people. And, basically, we've seen the genocide already. And in that episode in particular, you see the disregard that there is for the Airbender culture.
And the lines of, well, it was abandoned. No one was here.
Yeah.
You weren't here. That hitting Aang.
And the contrast for progress and moving on and building on what was already established.
And then Aang also having those moments to realise he needs to let go to move forward and to rebuild his culture.
Yeah.
He needs to accept
and
grow. Yeah, it's interesting.
Well, it's interesting that we've got Sai meeting with through the unreliable narrator that is Jet, a Fire Nation spy. And I mean, he very much was Fire Nation.
Very much was Fire Nation, but it was interesting to see whether it's just here is what I am building.
We're feeding certain information.
Yeah, and here's what I'm actually doing.
Interesting little touch in there, though. The airship. Sokka contributing to its design is a very interesting little tidbit that I think could be something that if they do go where, the Fire Nation do get a hold of the airship design, it could be a nice way to show Sokka having a crisis.
Yes.
Or an emotional response to say, holy crap, this is something that I helped bring into the world.
Yeah.
Again, we've still got that wasn't the end of this
we've
arc,
got a double.
We've still got, and I think they're doing 2-part episodes basically for continuing story points, because I think all 8 episodes have the same director for 2 episodes. So
okay, cool.
Yeah, I think it's happening in 2s. But we're at the halfway point. We saw Boomy. We saw him get pulled back in. Aang captured. Iroh captured.
That was interesting. I didn't expect.
Which is different to him being in the hot spring naked and being captured. And Zuko being in Omashu as well.
Yes.
Very early on. So there are a lot of things, a lot of moving parts, and I think it is actually going to work overall for the story moving forward.
I think especially with those smaller moving parts building into a bigger story arc, and to see how those chains and links intertwine to make the bigger story, you can definitely see it forming.
Yes.
So especially with Azula being brought in now.
I love that. I love that we're already seeing Ozai pitting the two of them against each other with just that subtle line of almost the deliberateness of, we all know that Ozai set Zuko an impossible task to exile him.
Yep.
That he was never going to do, and he's a disappointment. He didn't want to see him.
Didn't want to see him again. You have this impossible task. You are never coming home.
Your brother found the Avatar.
Your brother did the impossible.
He did the impossible, like I asked him to. Like I set him out to do. And just Azula just realizing, I've got to beat Zuzu. But we got May and Ty Lee.
May and Ty Lee. I love them, and even more in live action. Especially May's just...
Zuko's out seeing the world. Why would you want to be here?
Especially when we see her...
In later season.
Yeah. Especially in Omashu as well, where it's with her brother. It's like, they just focus on the baby. But she's definitely got just that melancholy and that lines that are given to Azula in particular, and then going, oh no, I didn't mean it like that. I have a weapon.
Well, I'm flinging my little blade.
Yep.
But the weakest part for me in this episode was the Mechanist arc.
Yep.
It felt like it was kind of shooed in a bit too much and was
rushed.
A lot of exposition and telling instead of being able to see the
his
the
beauty of it.
contraptions
Yeah.
and his perspective on creating. It was all very much
because that
told.
was one of the really good episodes about that Air Temple episode was here is the countdown to the candles. We have
Yes.
improved the gas line that comes through, but we don't know how to control it because it has no smell.
Yeah.
Here is the innovation and techniques we are doing to move our people forward
But
in
this
this
could
time of trouble.
this could also be something that's finished off next episode.
Yes,
but in terms of this, the strongest part for me was Jet and the Freedom
yeah.
Fighters, and this, as I said in the initial reaction, I love to hate Jet in that he is such a good character. Very much like my dislike of Zhao, he's such a good character and so likable to hate because he takes one of your favorite characters, one of the main characters, and manipulates her. And he does it through telling the truth most of the time.
Yeah.
He's an unreliable narrator in the is he telling the truth, but everything he says is that you can see why he's feels the way he does about the Fire Nation. He's experienced the loss. His moral complexities and his moral compass is very off the, as Iroh says, the Fire Nation wears true north now.
Yeah.
That's what Jet's is.
Yeah.
And you see that, they're building the freedom fighter community. There are a lot more in this than there were in the animated series.
Yeah.
It was not just Smelby the Duke.
It wasn't just the 4 or 5 of them.
Yeah.
It was
a big,
thriving
a thriving community of people who've lost things. So that makes Jet even more compelling. And I love Jet's story arc throughout the entire series. But he's charming, he's charismatic.
The actor who's done him in this is brilliant. He sold it, and he sold that charisma, and he sold that leader.
Yes. And Jet to me always felt like he belonged. He was too perfect.
Yes.
And that was his design.
That was his design, yeah.
His whole design reminded me. I thought he was straight out of Cowboy Bebop with his design,
Yeah.
or some sort of really, really good-looking anime character.
Yeah.
And this just added into his charm, his charisma. You can see why he's able to get people to rally to his side.
Yes, definitely.
But it's just he goes so far beyond. His moral compass is not. He's gone. He's a lost cause. He and it was interesting with his discussion with Katara, getting her to find what is going to drive her and get rid of the trauma by focusing on the good. He's doing the same, except he's using it wrong. He's using it for what he deems justice to be.
Yes.
Whereas Katara is using it to learn the water whip and, embrace her powers. He's using it to abuse his powers. And he's using it in a way that is very similar to the Fire Nation. He's happy to sacrifice people for the greater good.
For the greater good.
The greater good.
And that's, I think, the always interesting bit for Katara in particular is that hers is, and Sokka as well, it's protect everyone while trying not to
minimize collateral
damage.
Yeah.
While his is definitely the saves his inner. As long as they're safe, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Do you save one or the many
Yes.
for one?
Yes.
It's definitely that twist on that kind of moral dilemma.
Yeah, the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few.
And it's always interesting with Jet because it does teeter and you believe him. And then he just goes, oh no, we bombed that place.
Yep.
What?
Yep.
What?
But the way he says it to Katara as well, it's just so blasé.
Oh,
This is an everyday thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that place, that was the one we bombed. That was a Fire Nation spy headquarters. Again, was it? He's saying that was.
Yeah.
But it seems like his issue is also with the Earth Kingdom.
The Earth Kingdom,
and
yeah.
Boomy.
To want to assassinate the king, that was a nice little story point
to weed out the corruption.
To weed out corruption. They're going
The
weak.
rot.
He let it in. He's let the fire spies in. It's just like, what?
It added so many more layers to Jet in a really good way that I'm excited to see Jet again and to see what they do with him in his later story arcs.
Yes.
That was a very interesting take on Jet. It kept very true to his episode, and I love seeing the freedom fighters.
Yeah.
Smelby.
I
love Smelby. And the Duke. The Duke in the oversized clothes. It's like, yeah, I'm not the Duke. I'm not Pipsqueak. That's Pipsqueak. Hey. But no, it was great seeing them in live action. The action in this.
Yeah, I loved the use of not bending.
Yes.
That fight between Aang and Zuko was beautifully done, especially with the don't draw attention to yourself.
Yes.
And then the absolute chaos when Aang hit that nerve. And it's like...
And it just shows that Zuko fights with his emotion. He's negative emotional.
Yeah.
Because Zuko, as much as and it's interesting because you had the Iroh saying the compass line of the true north. And Zuko with his line of, where's the pride? We don't fight like cowards. We don't fight like this. And him not... And we saw it in the first episode with the Water Tribe. Him sticking to his word.
Yep.
He didn't cause collateral damage.
Yep.
He was going after Aang. He didn't use his bending until he lost control of his emotions.
Yep.
He is very much a prideful fighter and has a particular viewpoint of how he sees his father...
And how the Fire
Nation.
And
how he sees the Fire Nation.
Yes.
How the idealism he has for the Fire Nation. Going to be something really fun to explore, especially when he learns more about his father.
Yes, and more about the corruption that is already ingrained within the Fire Nation as well.
Interesting first scene as well, with Azula being a plant within the rebellion and establishing that there is a rebellion. Against Ozai's rule in the Fire Nation. I quite like some of the creative changes that have happened in the series so far. It's helping move the plot along really well, sticking to a lot of the core character principles. Yet, as I said, the only thing that felt weak in this part was the mechanist.
Yeah.
It felt shoehorned in, it felt a little bit rushed. Would have been something to maybe explore in the next episode alone. Establish Jet as the infallible good guy that he says he is, and then at the end of the episode have something blow up that, people who've seen the animation will say, that's sus, that's Jet. Then have that maybe explored after we've dealt with Jet and him building up the relationship with Katara, the lack of trust that Sokka has.
Yes.
I do love that the very first interaction with Sokka and Jet is Jet just putting him in his place of, he's mute. He doesn't speak. He can make you laugh. The cabbage merchant.
Beautiful. Glad he was left in.
But just some of the dialogue. And it's a risk when you have a live action adapting a beloved cartoon or animation. They can follow the same plot points and they can follow the same dialogue. Some of the dialogue that's been introduced in this has added so much depth and layers. The fact that Zhao, who's pining for power, he's trying to climb the ranks, and for Ozai to just say, it's an insignificant person in our army. What a kick in the teeth. And then Azula identifying that of, I can manipulate use this for my own benefit. I loved that. I absolutely loved that. I love that we're getting Azula early on to establish just how unhinged and crazy and power hungry she is, wanting to appease Daddy.
Yep.
And Daddy, he certainly is. Daniel Day Kim, bloody hell.
Fantastic.
That the costuming, the design work, Jet's design, his blades, that was awesome. The fight scene with the blades, him just cutting through the fire, and
it was just awesome.
It was great. It was so good, visually stunning. I loved seeing the transport system in Omashu.
Yep.
Some things I would have liked to have seen better. Aang riding down it and enjoying his time that he had in Omashu.
Yeah.
But it looks like we're going to get some of that now that he's been captured and.
Yes, we're going to be thrown in front of Boomy and potentially given the questions to find out
challenges,
the challenges to see if he remembers who Boomy is.
I love Boomy. He's just
Boomy is great
with the hello, Aang.
Yep.
He's just I love Boomy.
Yep.
He's just unhinged.
Just unhinged.
In the best way, not the way that they're portraying him in, like they said he is in this. He's alternative way of thinking.
Yeah.
But tell us your thoughts in the comments on episode 3 of Avatar: The Last Airbender on Netflix. I'm Trent.
I'm Julia.
As always, keep it nerdy. Yip yip.
Yip yip.